In this video, I'm going to give you my top 10 tips for getting your own authority. Let's go. So in this video, I'm not going to go over how to get your own authority or the process for doing so. There's a lot of videos out there and you can look at them. However, I will be giving the top 10 tips I learned while getting my own authority. So with that, tip number 1, don't start the process until you already have a truck. So if you're a company driver out there and you're thinking about getting your own authority, I would not recommend doing so unless you already have your own truck. Getting your own truck is going to be an expensive endeavor, it's going to take a long time, and jumping straight from company driver to owner-operator with his own authority is going to be very difficult. So I would not recommend this necessarily, and I think before you begin this process, you should already have your own truck and should be an owner-operator for a certain period of time before getting your own authority. Tip number 2, apply for your DOT number 21 days before leaving your current position. So after you apply for your DOT number, there's a 21-day waiting period where somebody can protest you having a DOT number. So you're going to just want to wait 21 days before you do anything. So apply for a DOT number and then wait 21 days before leaving your current position. Now you can apply for a DOT number without a truck, without a trailer, without a CDL, without anything. So if you didn't follow advice number 1 and you're going to do it anyway without a truck, well, you don't need a truck to apply for a DOT. In fact, you don't need anything. You just go online, you submit the form, and there you go. Now be advised, it does cost $300 to do so just be aware of that. But 21 days before you leave your current position, apply for a DOT number and let that 21-day waiting period pan out. So tip number 3, when applying for your DOT number, do not use your personal cell phone. Use a Google phone number, or more preferably, just have a separate cell phone. The reason for this is because as soon as you hit the submit button on that DOT form, you will immediately start getting spam called, and it is not going to stop. In my case, literally 3 seconds after I hit the submit button, I started getting phone calls, and they haven't stopped since. So I would highly recommend you use a different phone number than your personal cell phone for that application. Tip number 4, while the 21-day waiting period is happening, go get a trailer, or if you didn't follow tip number 1, a truck. Yeah, so you have a 3-week waiting period, and during that 3 weeks, well, that's a good time to go get a truck or a trailer. So pretty simple, go get one. Tip number 5, remember to get $1 million of liability insurance. Legally speaking, you only need $750,000 worth of liability insurance. However, if you have that, no broker is going to work with you. So you need to get $1 million of liability insurance. Tip number 6, make sure the insurance company you're working with can work with all brokers. Some insurance companies cannot work with certain brokers. Now this can be for a wide variety of reasons. Maybe the broker just doesn't trust the insurance company, or maybe the insurance company currently has a lawsuit against the broker, and a bunch of other reasons. But make sure the insurance company you're working with can work with all brokers. Tip number 7, get professional decals made. Professional decals look a lot better, and when you're going through the weigh stations, you're less likely to get pulled in if you don't have some unprofessional decals on the side of your truck. You'll see some people out there with literally a piece of paper with all of their information written on the piece of paper and literally taped to the side of the truck. I do not recommend this. Get professional decals made. Also, make sure it says US DOT and then your DOT number. Don't just put DOT and then your DOT number. That's technically not legal. It's supposed to say US DOT on there. And I got pulled over day 1 because I just put DOT and then my DOT number, and that's technically not legal. Make sure it says US DOT and then your DOT number. Tip number 8, when you're going to the DMV to get your truck and trailer registered, this is probably going to be a multi-day process. The reason why it's going to be a multi-day process is because you're going to screw it up the first couple of times of going to the DMV. You're not going to bring in the right paperwork. You're going to have the right paperwork, but it's going to be filled out wrong. You're going to get denied for some stupid reason, and you're probably going to get denied some stupid reason multiple times. So be prepared to go to the DMV 5 or 6 times, and be prepared for it to take an entire week at the DMV. Tip number 9, get a factoring company. This whole process is going to take a lot longer, and it's probably going to be a lot more expensive than you think. So by having a factoring company, you can start getting paid immediately. I would recommend OTR Solutions. There is a link in the description down below, and feel free to use them. Tip number 10, don't underestimate the smaller tasks and the amount of time they're going to take. Weigh station bypass, easy pass, fuel card, filing your BOC3, getting state permits, finding insurance. All of this is going to take a very long time. And while each individual task wouldn't take you that long, when you start adding it together, all of these smaller tasks are probably going to take you at least a week or two to complete. So just be aware of that. So these are the top 10 tips I learned while getting my own authority. Now, they're not exactly rocket science, it's just some simple stuff I learned and stuff I wish I knew before filing for my own authority. Now, generally speaking, it's just going to take a lot longer and probably be a lot more expensive getting your own authority than you think. Everything from filing the DOT application to getting a fuel card took a lot longer and at times was a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be. So just be aware of that. It's going to take a lot more time and probably be a lot more expensive than you think. But that will pretty much do it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in OTR Solutions Factoring, there is a link in the description down below. And if you are interested in more content like this, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.